Business succeeds or fails mainly on one skill, that is execution skills. You can have the best strategy, the best people, the best everything. If you don't know how to execute, your business go down the drain.
Hi, welcome to the Revolving Change podcast, where we help you develop your professional skills in business and leadership. I'm Joanna. I'm one of the junior coaches here at Revolving Change, and here with me today is our resident dinosaur and founder, Jorge Lobo. Say hi.
Hello. Say hi.
Yeah. Today, we're going to talk about this article where Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful himself, talked about the rarest skill that he looks for in a leader, and that is execution. You sent this to us, to the entire team, for us to internalize, but I think it's a really, really good, juicy topic to talk about and share with everyone here today.
Very much.
Why did you send this topic to all of us?
Kevin O'Leary is right on the money, because execution is good execution or bad execution or poor execution is the difference between success and failure. That's it. Now, what does he mean with execution? He leaves it open, right? He doesn't tell us where do we find good execution. And execution includes listening skills, feedback skills, negotiating skills, pivoting ability, managing human resources, making decisions, negotiation, and I could go on and on and on. Good execution, and that's why he says it's impossible, almost impossible to find. Good execution includes all these and many more skills applied the right way at the right time and the right situation. Welcome aboard. That is difficult to find. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. Yeah, it is very difficult to find. If I was to put it in a nutshell, what he's trying to say is someone who makes things happen, right? Someone who carries out what actually was planned and strategized.
There's more.
And
There's
yeah,
more. If you
what
do
do you mean
that,
more?
well, if we can do that, and you're sailing the ship, and we're gonna hit that iceberg, and we're gonna just pivot and shift and move. If I, in the process, kill my whole crew and destroy half the ship, if I don't sink, it was successful. Okay? But that is only partly good execution. Good execution would have been that I anticipated it, that I prepared my crew, and that I didn't destroy my crew, nor my boat, my ship in the process, and avoided the iceberg crash. So you can still solve a situation, avoid a disaster, but maybe the collateral damage is so massive, it takes you years to overcome. You lost key people, you lost key customers, you lost market share. There was a lot of collateral damage from saving it. So you saved it of not going under, but you were damaged. A good
Mm.
execution would entail anticipating, preventing, and sailing through it successfully without losing your team, without losing market share, without all those negative impacts. So
Is it
yeah, go ahead.
is it possible to not lose something at all?
I don't know. I mean, each situation is different. The question is, how well did we anticipate? Did we know this was going to happen? Did we take the adequate measures? I mean, we have internally faced numerous situations where we thought, well, had we done this earlier differently, then we would be in a better situation today. Probably without any impact is hard to say. I think that depends on each
Yeah.
situation. I cannot answer the question, but what I can say is the difference between good execution and poor execution is going to be in how the individual, but also the team. But the individual is the one who's going to lead the team, right? So when you have this individual, the person in charge, picking up the right skills, applying them and connecting them the right way for the unique situation that is being faced at that moment, that's going to determine success.
Mm.
And success may have
Okay.
different degrees of success. Maybe not going under is great success under the current conditions. Maybe the person took over the company on the way down of the cliff, and the fact that it didn't go under altogether, that is great success. So success is relative, right?
Yeah, exactly. Um, how, if I was a manager right now, how would I know if I actually have good execution skills?
Actually, you need all the skills. You need the whole set of skills: people skills, system skills. You need to know how to delegate. You need to know how to plan. You need to have strategic thinking. You need to also have all the people skills. You need to negotiate. You need to communicate. You need to give, receive, and request feedback. You need to be an avid listener. A good communicator is a communication. You need to nonverbal communication, verbal communication. You need them all. There's no one skill that you can say, well, I can do away with this. Of course, each one of us has different strengths and different skills. We're not equally strong in all skills. But this applies to the very top of the corporation as applies to the middle management and lower management. Everybody needs all the skills. It's not that at one level you can do away with communication or do away with listening skills. We need them all. The higher you're at the top and the more you need to execute, the more you need them all. Now, which one comes to bear with greater importance at a certain time? And this is the pivoting part. Now I need to give one-way communication. I need to instruct people. We're in a crisis, so that is the skill that is most needed from me, expected from me now. That is true. That
Mm.
doesn't dismerit or take away the importance of all the other skills that I still have. It will come to bear when this crisis is over. And the more you're at the top, although it's maybe unfair when I'm saying, the more you need to be responsive to crises. But the crises are different. When you're on the shop floor and you get your machine stopping, that's going to affect your delivery, your volume for the day, and your customer service. Then you have a crisis right there and right then, too. And that manager or that plant manager or even a production supervisor needs to have those skills. Maybe not the same level, but those skills are needed at all levels.
Yeah, it's actually very clear. We need to develop all these skills at varying levels. Like you said, we don't all have the same level of expertise within those skills, but we need to somehow develop each one to complement each other. And it depends on the situation that you're in, which skill needs to be executed more depends on the situation or the current predicament that you are in as a leader, whether at the shop floor or at the top. Yeah, varying levels of responsibility. Given the fact that Mr. Wonderful, Mr. Kevin O'Leary, emphasized on how essential and how rare execution skills are, what are the impacts to business, either either company wide or down to within team
Ideally,
members?
we should interview Mr. Wonderful because he is probably the one that has the greatest wealth of knowledge and information as an investor that he is about what makes business succeed and fail. Now, he's focusing on execution skills because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, like I said, ideas come a dozen a dime, are plenty. But if you don't execute on those ideas properly, then the idea is worthless. So the critical part is, and he recognized he hits the nail on the head. Where do you find individuals that have this array of skills available and know which skill to apply at which moment in which way? And that is where also the execution skill comes in, is pulling out the actual skill, managerial skill needed at that moment for that situation, to which extent. Because sometimes you can overdo and overuse a skill, and that will probably derail your efforts or stop you right on the spot, or will destroy your guardrails, or will have all kinds of other negative impacts. So having this, and I won't say balance because balance is not the answer, is not the concept, but you need to have this pivoting ability and this Sometimes it is experience of knowing which skill I'm going to pick now and connect and apply to which extent, with what strength, with what urgency to solve the particular situation. But as a leader, as a manager, as an entrepreneur, you need them all. You need them all. And we don't
Yeah.
find many people have them all, which is why our trainees and mentees join us and stay with us for many years. Because also, I think maybe as an aspect which is very important is we learn a skill, but if we don't use it on a regular basis, I'm mumbling again, regular basis, we start losing a bit the edge. We lose a bit the sharpness on how good we are at using them. You learn to ride a bicycle, you'll never forget how to ride a bicycle. But it takes you a few minutes after many years on a bike to find your rhythm again and to feel comfortable. That's what we do at Revolving Change, refreshing the skills, keeping them alive, keeping them in shape, keep them connected, keep them moving forward. And that is what a champion in execution does, keeping those skills. And very important also is surrounding yourself with people that will complement and support your skills. Because sometimes we cannot be equally good at everything. There are areas which we're less good than others. So we surround ourselves with people which complement our skills. We're not scared of competition. We are not scared of somebody being better than we are. We like people which are better than we are, that complement each other, that can support us, because we're going to support them with our skills. And that's where you see a leader and a manager that excels in execution skills, will be good at what she does, but will also surround him herself with people which are very strong. This was a mouthful, wasn't it?
It was a mouthful, but you know what happened? It made me realize one thing.
Yeah.
I think that we should make it available to everyone who's listening today or whoever wants to visit our website, a full list of all the skills that we have on deck. Because, like you said earlier, you need all these skills to become a really good, to become a leader who's good at executing
Yeah.
strategies, plans, or whatever. So if you're listening today, just visit our website and we're going to put up a library of all of their skills and definitions and what each one takes. While you're there, you're also going to find related courses, free live trainings, and even live workshops. When we say live workshops, we're really going to talk about the skills and how to implement them, all for free, followed up by a live Q&A sessions a couple of weeks later, because we do want to help people become a better leader and manager in wherever field that they are in.
And maybe we're going to wind up advertising in Wonder Ads, which I think is a fantastic
Maybe
certificate,
with
a project
Mr.
of Mr. Wonderful,
Yeah,
which
Mr.
of course
Kevin
he calls it
O'Leary.
Wonder Ads, which I think is perfect. Wonder Ads.
Yeah, goes with his brand. Very, very strategic as well. So, do you have anything else you want to say about this topic, Jorge?
There is plenty, but we don't have enough time, and we don't want to take the time of our audience more for that. But yes, I'd like to only point out that sometimes executives and leaders feel down because they don't have a particular skill and don't excel at it. And I think that is shouldn't be seen as a negative thing, but a positive thing. Positive from two angles. One is it's a challenge. Take on the challenge, reach out, book a call with me and all of the other coaches, and discuss how we can help you with that. Number two, seek to surround yourself with people that complement your skills. That is so fundamental. Let your ego not be the driver. Don't let your ego be the driver. Ego is not a good amigo. Okay. So it is not. It
Ego
is
is
not.
not a good amigo. Yeah, I
No,
like
ego is
that.
not a good amigo. So
Yes.
follow, be humble in terms of understanding where your limitations are, grow from there, develop them, but also surround yourself with people which complement each other. You will have an absolute, unbeatable, irresistible, unstoppable team. That's my message.
Wow, that was a really great message. I'm
Thank
not
you.
going to add anything to that, but we hope to see you on our website. We're very, very open to communicating with you. So just leave us a comment, send us a DM on all of our platforms, and we're happily ready to respond at any moment.
Thank
So
you.
again, yeah, thank you. So again, this has been Joanna, and with me is our very, very lovely resident dinosaur,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Jorge Lobo, and we are going to say goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye.